everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to play as my level 100 mage, and we are going to check out mage talents. I am a Fire Mage, so these are all for Fire Mages. The first talent I chose was Pyromaniac. It's a passive talent, and it is casting Pyroblast or Flame Strike while Hot Streak is active has an 8% chance to instantly reactivate Hot Streak. And these other ones are Conflagration. Fireball also applies Conflagration to the target, dealing an additional 1,228 fire damage over 8 seconds. Enemies affected by either Conflagration or Ignite have a 10% chance to flare up and deal 2,457 fire damage to nearby enemies. And the other one is Firestarter. Your fireball spell always deals a critical strike when the target is above 85% health. The next talent I chose was Cauterize. Fatal damage instead brings you to 35% health, then burns you for 28% of your maximum health over 6 seconds. While burning, your movement slowing effects are suppressed and your movement speed is increased for 100%. This effect cannot occur more than once every 2 minutes. Shimmer replaces Blink. Teleports you 20 yards forward unless something is in the way, unaffected by the global cooldown and castable while casting. Max 2 charges. Cold Snap. Passive. Ice Block now has 2 charges and also heals you for 3% of your maximum health every 1 second. For my level 45 talent, I chose Rune of Power. Places a Rune of Power on the ground for 10 seconds, which increases your spell damage by 50% while you stand within 8 yards, max 2 charges. Mirror Image. Creates 3 copies of you nearby, which casts spells and attack your enemies. Lasts 40 seconds. Incanter's Flow. Passive. Magical enemies flow through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage and then diminishing down to 4% damage, cycling every 10 seconds. Control Burn. Passive. When you gain heating up, you have a 10% chance to instantly activate Hot Streak. Flame On. Immediately grants 2 charges of Fire Blast. Blast Wave. Causes an explosion around the target, enemy, or ally, dealing 12,281 fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and reducing movement speed by 70% for 4 seconds. Primary enemy will take 100% increased damage. For my level 75 talent, I chose Ice Ward. Frost Nova now has 2 charges. Over Ring of Frost. Summons a Ring of Frost for 10 seconds at the target location. Enemies entering the ring are incapacitated for 10 seconds. Limit 10 targets. And Ice Flows. Makes your next mage spell with a cast time shorter than 10 seconds, castable while moving. And the global cooldown and castable while casting. Max 3 charges. For my level 90 talent, I chose Unstable Magic. Fireball has a 25% chance to explode on impact, dealing 50% additional damage to the target and all other enemies within 8 yards. Over Flame Patch. Flame Strike leaves behind a patch of flames which burns enemies within for 12,288 fire damage over 8 seconds. Living Bomb. The target becomes a living bomb, taking 7,520 fire damage over 3 seconds. Nice. And then exploding to deal an additional 4,913 fire damage to the target and all other enemies within 10 yards. The other enemies hit by this explosion also become a living bomb, but this effect cannot spread further. For my level 100 talent, I chose Meteor. Calls down a meteor which lands at the target location after 3 seconds, dealing 34,539 fire damage, split evenly between all targets within 8 yards, and burns the ground, dealing 9,208 fire damage over 8 seconds in the area. Over Cinderstorm. Throws a spread of 6 cinders that travel in an arc, dealing 3,561 fire damage to enemies it hits. Increased by 30% if the target is affected by Ignite. And Kindling. Your Fireball, Power Blast, and Fire Blast critical strikes reduce the remaining cooldown on combustion by 1 second. So I hope you liked that guide, everybody. The talents I chose were Pyromaniac, Cauterize, Rune of Power, Control Burned, Ice Ward, Unstable Magic, and Meteor. I hope you liked my guide to Fire Mage talents, and I'll see you next time. Bye!